Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to today's video. Today, we'll be talking about how I used to be a simp. And I'll be sharing lessons and advice and a perspective that helped me overcome this mentality and live a very fulfilling life. But first, I had to acknowledge the idea that yes, I used to be a simp. I think it came down to the idea that I didn't get the love from my mother or friends or the environment. And I used to watch movies and it kind of allowed me to daydream about what it would be like to finally have a girlfriend, because it was super hard to find that love, and naturally you'd want to find it in another individual, which kind of put me in the beta simp mindset. In the movies, they always demonstrate that the guy has to work for love. The guy was chasing the girl 24/7. In order to get the girl and the seal of approval, he had to prove himself, and one day, by showing how much work he has put in, one day she loved him, which is a really terrible mentality to go with, because that's not how real life works or how attraction really is based. And I remember this was my mental model of what love and dating actually was. For the longest time, I was really hung up on this girl named Tyler. I'm just going to say the real name because fuck it, why not? I remember I met her when I was like 16 at a New Year's Eve party. And that was the first time a girl ever gave me the attention and intimacy in my entire life. And I was blown away. And naturally, I was super insecure, so I did everything possible to try to woo her over. And I was obsessed about this girl. The fact that she gave me a hug and looked at me, I was like, oh my God, I'm so close to getting this girl to like me, and I'm actually finally getting a girlfriend. Because back in the day, my mentality was once I got a girlfriend, my life would be perfect. I would be fulfilled. My mission in life is over, and it was just to serve and support this girl, which is a really terrible model because you get burnt in the process. But sometimes you have to learn, right? I was 16 years old. I'm still only 25, but I had this crash course about dating and intimacy. So yeah, this went on for like 6 years where this girl led me in a circle and she like had to make me prove myself, and she was like seeing other guys, and I was made an excuse for her shitty behavior. It was like almost the idea of like, oh, love is free. She's okay to love everyone, but I have to be this beta male teddy bear who supports her when these mean guys screw her over. So yeah, I suffered that, and loving another individual who never loved you back, and it was the hardest thing, is just sitting there and being like, I fucking love you, right? It's the first time you ever experienced it, and having someone treat you so poorly, like showing up late, bailing on you last second, getting her a gift, and then she just doesn't appreciate it. It's almost as if I brainwashed her into being someone that she actually wasn't. In reality, she was not caring, she was not loving, she was not kind. But I had these models of what she could be, so I fell in love with her potential instead of actually who she was. And that was a really huge distinguishment of realizing that this girl is not real. And it took me 6 years to get over her. I was obsessed, right? I'll go out of my ways to make amazing dates, and last second she would bail to hang out with another guy. I asked her to prom, and eventually I realized that she bailed on me to go to prom with someone else, but never told me the truth. And she just led me on and on and on, which destroyed my self-esteem. So that was a very valuable lesson that I learned at a very young age. So I realized one day that I have to stop doing this. This girl does not love me, and it's not worth my time. But it was really hard because it's like the sunk cost fallacy. It was like I spent so much time and energy into this woman that never gave me the love back, and it was almost like this push-pull. I never had an example that love and attraction is immediate. When someone's really into you, they will go all in, right? It's based on attraction, but I didn't have to work for this girl to like me. It was something I did to myself. I brainwashed myself into loving this individual that truly never gave a fuck about me. But I'm really thankful to her for teaching me these experiences, because it made me the man I am today. And it taught me that I had to put myself first. So that's what really started happening. Was my entire life, it was like everyone was above me and I did everything to please them. But I was like, I need to start taking care of myself and my needs. And it was really difficult to become selfish. I was trained to be selfless. I put everyone's needs and everyone's plans above mine. And it was really difficult for me to actually say, no, I don't want to do that. I'm putting my needs first. But the thing is, I didn't really have an identity. I became the person that people wanted me to exist peacefully. But I was afraid of conflict. But eventually, by doing it more and more, I was like, conflict is good. Standing up for yourself is good. Believing yourself is good. And the personal transformation journey that brought me on was I lost a lot of friends. They no longer liked me because I was brash. I was blunt. I said no. I actually had boundaries. And it was a really lonely journey, because by improving, it almost as if like I was losing, because the immediate consequence was pulling away from friends not liking you, no longer being invited. And the fact is, I was alone, but I was getting better. So I started hitting the gym and starting getting better for myself. And I started to realize that if I could transform my body, I can transform my mind. And eventually by doing that, I started getting more attention from women. And of course, I was like, I don't want to have a repeat of what happened. So that experience with Tyler taught me very, very valuable lessons I still have today that allowed me to date successfully. So having the ability to walk away and seeing reality of what the girl is, I realized that lust and infatuation is immediate, but love is something that develops over time. And what I had an idea of love was actually not true. It was falling in love with a woman's potential, but that's not who they are. You fall in love with the person that they are now. And of course you can improve and grow together as a team, but these lessons served me well. I think I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't a simp. And the thing is, I'm not ashamed of it, right? The fact that I overcame these mental obstacles and became successful and have a great fiance. And prior to Hadley, I had a great dating life. I had options in abundance, and I had the ability to say, no, I don't like this. Or, yeah, we are not compatible. I wish you the best. And not having that fear of being like, oh, I don't want to lose you. I'll never be able to replicate this or find another girl. It was like, if I'm able to do it once, I can find another healthy partner. Yes, it might take some time, and everyone's unique. I truly believe that. Everyone is unique. There's no one like that person. But it doesn't mean the next person isn't better. Right? I feel like what happens is we settle in life and we're saying this is good enough, but you know what's actually out there. It's almost as if like you've only had vanilla ice cream, and yeah, it's fucking good, but then there's like different flavors that you've never even experienced. So I think take that risk and belief that, yeah, things fall apart. It's okay. Wake up the next day, put your foot in front of the other and just keep going. And yes, you'll be depressed. Yes, you'll be sad. Yes, you'll miss that girl and the potential because you're lonely. I think the number one most important lesson was that I can love myself. I can fulfill this cup, whatever I need. I don't need an external presence to fill that. I have to be able to fill that for myself. And it kind of gives you the freedom to kind of be whoever you want, to be a man, because the fact that if you can live without the fear or the opinions or judgment of others, which is something I still struggle with, but I've become a lot better and a lot more competent, you have so much freedom. You're like, yeah, I don't really have to deal with these petty friendships, these games, and I can walk away and find someone that actually likes me and skips all this. And like, I'm not afraid of losing that. I think the fear of losing a girl is really what holds you back, because if you've never had true unconditional love from your mother or love in general or affection, you get a hint of that, you're going to latch on, and your neediness and insecurities will destroy and degrade that relationship immediate. I'm talking about my personal experience. I've done it. The fact that someone gives you attention and love, you're like, wow, I feel like Superman. I feel like Hercules. I feel like Alexander the Great. I feel great. But then you're like, okay, now you start simping. Now you start bending over backwards because you're afraid to fuck it up. But you have to realize that the things that made her attracted to you in the beginning was the things you should probably keep doing. But now you're playing it safe and you're changing your entire behavior. It's almost as if like you're being natural, you're being yourself, and then halfway through, you're like, I'm so afraid to lose her. So you start getting more rigid. You start being a people pleaser, and she's like, wait, what happened to the man that I was talking to for the past 20 minutes? And now you change into someone that's trying to play it safe. I think realizing that by playing it safe, you're actually losing because you never grow. You never actually get the rewards. Dating is risky. Dating is scary. And simping is a security mechanism. It's a defense mechanism. It's the idea that you have the attention from her. It's not the love that you want, but the fact that she's still there and the idea and hope of one day she'll be your girlfriend really keeps you lured in. I heard a great quote the other day was, hope keeps all suffering in place. And I truly believe that the hope and idea that one day you'll get her, it keeps all the suffering and misery in existence. It keeps it right next to you. It's your neighbor. Because if you really didn't have that hope, you would be like, yeah, I don't really want to deal with any of this. This is not useful. This is toxic. And you would walk away. But I hope it's like one day, when things will get better. If you're not getting the result you want immediately, you should probably change it, because it's showing you something. It's showing that what you're doing is not working. You have to change it. You have to pivot and learn. Sometimes you have to let things go and start fresh. I know. You have to start fresh and let go of every girl, every interaction, the love of your life, and realize, yeah, she is gone. She probably doesn't love you. She's probably seeing someone else, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean that you're less. It just means that you dodged a bullet. Because this state of being oppressed and trying to serve this woman or individual for the rest of your life because you can't fill your own cup. I think by being single for long periods of time might be beneficial, because you can actually develop yourself Like dating and attraction is a byproduct of living a great life. You don't have to learn anything about dating if you consistently improve your life, because eventually by having genuine relationships with great masculine friends, you'll be able to communicate with women. You won't be afraid. The reason why you have terror and don't know what to say when you're talking to a girl is because you're afraid of fucking it up. Therefore you freeze. But when you're in the moment, things will naturally flow and you're like, okay, I'll speak my mind, and if it doesn't work, whatever, right? It shows masculinity, it shows confidence, it shows courageousness, so stuff like that. If you guys want to talk about this further, please check out my website. It's in the description below, bedroom-talks.com. I have an FAQ, a blog. You can read a detailed description about my services, and I hope to connect with you guys. So shoot me a message there, book a consultation, or follow me on Instagram at m.deep20 in the description below. As always, I wish you guys the best. Peace out. Namaste.